Hello everyone, we are back. Today we're going to continue with some more Ao2 gaming sessions, hopefully if we don't have any technical issue, because yesterday we wanted to do some team games and unfortunately our matchmaking system was prevented from working. There was a strange bug, a bug that did not appear on any other day, because we've been playing this game for a very long time. And suddenly, yesterday, there was that strange bug, and I believe it was probably an action as a result of potential hacking, because I faced that before, so it could have been that. In any case, earlier today I did play one team game. I was able to finally have the matchmaking system work, and I was lucky. Sometimes I didn't reinstall what I did. You just refresh, you restart your computer, and maybe with the support of the Ao2 tech support, you're able also to get the things done. Because it's sometimes not just on your end, and I tell you, when there are technical issues, I advise you to contact support, because there are things that probably might require their action, or it's best that if they work on it, even if you try your solutions, it's safer that it works. Otherwise, you'll just waste time and you won't be able to just get your games going. Uh, so let's see if effectively we have the matchmaking system working. It'll be simple. We just go for the custom games, yes. Because yesterday I was trying to come into this. I tried both in the ranking and the non-ranking system, and both did not work. When I went for the multiplayer ranked, it simply didn't work. I got a strange and error message like 0x0001 or 004, something like that. And that's a message. I had it earlier before, a few hours ago. But eventually with tech support and the computer restarting, I don't know, one of the two or the two, we're able to solve that out. And I suppose it's working because I'm seeing the connection quality elements here. For example, let's just check here. We're not going to play this game in particular, it's just to check if it works. Okay, it works, so it can leave, of course. We're not applying in particular for this game. I also already did try, as I told you, for multiplayer games. I tried to go for the TGs earlier, and I did play one game. It was an arena game, which we might eventually be casting. And I'm sure that uh, it'll be a pleasant session. And as obviously for the title, I really take pride on these titles. I just will read because the session I will publish it. Because I'm a public, transparent people, and I do not hide behind cowardness. Because I've seen some displays of behavior online. I will not mention names because I don't give. Uh, I said publicity yesterday, but it's not publicity. I don't advertise. You know, I don't advertise. The scoundrel who do not deserve any sort of attention. But at least I warn everyone. It's like a warning sign for everyone else in the internet, especially on the Twitch platform, to be very aware, to be very attentive of clowns and particular uh, people bullying others, and sometimes bullying others for very subtle and hidden reasons. Uh, when I say that, it's, for example, uh, silencing and cancellation. For example, you come into a specific channel, you stay there for a while, and out of the blue, you're banned for no reason, or you're banned for frivolous reasons, or you're banned for capricious reasons, which do not are not logical, are not justifiable, are not respectable. They're just bully ban reasons to bully you. And I tell you, be very attentive of those spaces. Do not be connivant with such spaces and actively condemn it. That is, if you are a man or a woman. Because if you're not, well, I'm sorry, you already lost in so many things in life. Because the ability to not stand up for yourself is more important than how many assets you have in your millions or trillions. It's not your money that dictates how man or how woman you are. Though it might be the case, by this current degenerate society, you might think that assets make the person. They don't. They don't. You first need to be a man and a woman or a woman of yourself. Okay, we don't do binary here. I'm sorry if we offend people because we don't give a shit about politically correct. And in this channel, as I tell, we can read the title. We do not tolerate scoundrels of any gender. We condemn any form of censorship, silencing, and cancellation. Now, before we try to dive into this, uh, the thing is, of course, if you come here, to just stroll around, of course, you will be completely wiped out. You will not be given a chance to stay here. Because if you come here to state false statements, to incite defamation, to incite false claims or false proofs or whatever, if you come here to create pitfalls on people or to just uh, throw mud at them and pretend that they're the villains and you're the bad guy, it will not work. We have clear, straightforward, and transparency policies here. Here we do not have a civil code of 5,000 rules so that we find uh, a Machiavellian mean for you to have broken the law and so that we can take a bully reaction towards you. There is no such thing, but I've seen such spaces in this platform, Twitch. Uh, it's not the responsibility it's not my responsibility, and it's certainly not the responsibility of the people just normally come by the channel, but it is the responsibility of both moderators and the platform, Twitch in particular, for censoring people and free speech when that happens, because to use any capricious reason as, oh, it hurt my feelings. Oh, I don't feel comfortable about this. Oh, I don't like this person. Oh, I don't like old people. Or I don't like these men. Oh, he's inconvenient. These are not acceptable reasons in any form. They are in La La Land, in Cuckoo Land, and certainly in Woke Lands. But guess what? This is not Woke Land. Woke lands have no power here. Here we guide ourselves by, how you say, the highest principles, which means truth, dignity, and, just respect. Not a fake respect, just a real respect. This stream is solid, and should should any of these streams be cancelled or disappear, you just know that we don't disappear, like we can go anywhere else. And you might be able to look at our name or whatever, and you'll figure out we'll be streaming. For now, we're on this platform in Twitch, but it's not restricted. And I just say this because you can never know if one is cancelled. But it doesn't scare because cancellation is an act of scoundrelness. And so far, we survived. We know our words are important. If we've been targeted in other channels just for doing general things, for doing normal conversation, that's because we are important. Obviously, that's the only reason why you attack and why you strike. I do not go into more details into that, as I told, uh, no sort of advertising publicity because we don't align in Machiavelli's schemes or people who enforce Machiavelli's schemes. But certainly, of course, you know that I play these games, AO2, but remember, category is not just AO2, I talk about anything in general. The game is just a means, to talk about any other aspect. And I think it is my right and duty to fight for any such space. That's just how I manage this. Like some like to do their cuckoo clownery elsewhere. That's their own prerogative, and my own responsibility is to just talk and eventually do some gameplays. Because some of you might think, okay, you come here playing Ao2 because you like Ao2, and there's a lot of people who like Ao2. Look, that is true, but it's not just because I come here to game. First, it's about conscience and responsibility. And of course, the person you don't see the camera and everything. I don't care because, like I said, the internet currently is not safe. It's not safe, it's not responsible, and people are just abusing and god moding themselves in certain channels. And it's dangerous that Twitch does not act against such channels where free speech abuse is practiced under any pretext, any more sordid pretexts. That's the responsibility of Twitch. But I'm not in the mood to take any action against Twitch. I'm just warning other people to be aware that there are narcissistic people who do not respect others. Who, for example, you might be just doing general talk in any channel, and they will ban you and pretend that you're the bad guy. And suddenly you don't exist. You are the most evil guy, and you should be put behind bars because everyone else is so virtuous, and you're the most abject villain that ever walked on earth. Something like that. Beware that these kinds of clown people do exist on the internet. They are not the majority, and of course, to each his own. If this does not resonate with you, it's because it's not about you. You know that I do not tolerate you know uh, the so-called scumbag behavior. You see me how my actions were concerning you know situations more specific in game relating to smurfing, for example, a practice which we condemn because of the obvious deterrent effect it has on less experienced players or people who just have less time to play video games. And when they come, for example, to play a game they're used to play, they find that the space has been completely captured by people who like want to spend their time not to play games, but to troll on lower elo players, on players with less experience than you. And of course, I think that's a problem. I'm not talking about the the people, for example, who smurfs to create a specific account, for example, to play with their friends because they're too high elo compared to their friends and they want to. But even if they do that, like kind of like they could do a specific game in the custom lobbies, kind of like unranked. But then, of course, the question would arise of, hey, what about the team games? We want to play with the friends. Well, and that's why I keep saying the team games, most of them, uh, they end up having rigged ratings because the TGs, you happen to play with your friends. So what happens is that some people's elo in team games gets artificially inflated and others get artificially deflated. The ones who play with Smurf friends get artificially inflated, and the ones who do not play with Smurf friends, for example, I don't play with any specific player in particular. I don't set up the games to always play with very professional people. I come here and that's it. first come first served in a certain way. Of course, I can play with under invitation, and as long as the people who's inviting me respects me. But it doesn't apply to anything, you know. I just prefer to have come here individually and see the kind of sample I get. The first reason is that one, your friends cannot be all available the whole time. Sometimes you have to play on your own, not either they're working or they're doing their own thing. People are busy, right? We're not supposed to have the same kind of thing at the same time. And second, it's because the game should not just be made for the friends, it should be made for everyone who likes to play and wants to play this particular game. And that's why I come here, you know, for the 4v4s, like first come, first served. And also, it's a way to keep a watchful eye on what is happening in the game, specifically in these yellows, lower yellows. But as I said, what I condone about smurfing is not just the act of smurfing in itself. That is too lame. It's more what you do with the smurf account. So as I say, okay, imagine that in other channels there are people that know me or that I, you know, in game, and that they know that I know that they smurf, but it's not for that kind of purpose. Of course, that's not the kind of practice I'm condemning. I'm condemning the people who deliberately use the smurf account to stomp on noobs. They say, okay, let's do an account just to bully others. And, you know, it's just using superior game mechanics, but as a means to bully. Not to show that you're good, not the normal in-game bully, because of course, if the game is a 1v1 or something, you can expect tough competition. They do that to bully. It's kind of strange, you know, cyberbullying, but it's one of the things I don't like about the most repulsive aspects of smurfing. But as I said, it's not because there is a Smurf account that it makes you automatically a bad person. It is more with what you do with it. Well, of course, you might say, okay, I use it to Smurf with my friends, but if you use it to actually stomp on others, you're just lying to yourself. So only assuming the person is not lying, and of course, he knows what he's doing. Now, to each his own. You can say, oh, I don't have a Smurf account, and you actually have. Or you might even say, oh, I have a Smurf account, but it's just to play with friends, and use it to stomp on noobs. There is no way for me to verify that. But everyone has a conscience, like, or even if you ignore it, that's your problem. So again, we talk about a lot of issues. I'm not particularly interested in having a perfect in-game execution. You have saw other 1v1s for that. I also am a person of my own, and I don't mind if I actually lose the villain in this process. Well, actually, I might save him. See? That was not too bad. Even under the talking, I was able to perform something. Hmm? Hmm. Well, obviously, this guy either was distracted or did that on purpose. Hmm. This kind of trolling tends to happen sometimes. Oops, what is that? Man, that's strong. Obviously, Star Wars, why not? Something that is good. And of course, this game will be published later. And because we know that there are many ways to make people invisible, we might actually publish this stream later. I'm not doing, this for the gameplay in particular. See the gameplay as a means to reach you. Because imagine if a platform is 80 or 90% gaming content, do you think that someone who starts just doing content creation and is not a good-looking hot woman has a chance to get attention if you have not a lot of many good friends? Of course not. So, and my means is not that, it's more to reach. So if I can reach, I'm content with that. Well, I did well a bit, but not a lot, as you see. Build them up. We did hunt a boar, but I think there's two. Or there was another one. And that. Ooh, actually. I'm not sure if this is open. I think it is closed. But obviously, having palisade walls is kind of like a bad defense. I want to start... there's no water in this map. But I will start early farming, even if these farms are not efficient. Have a lot of this material here. Now we're going to make some markets. And the blacksmith. Oh, so good because we're the Cumans. Change of plans. We're going to add a secondary TC. This is a good civ. I use my stream for a variety of purposes, and I think that if my streams are used for more than just gaming content, they are a bit more interesting. Because at least this content creation is not, it's not fake, it's not deep fake, it's not, I would say it's kind of exclusive, because you don't find this in other places. Because guess what? That's what you should find normally. If we had a functional society. But we live in a soy society, it's soy sauce. Therefore, we do what we can. We'll have a good economy, I tell you. And the wheelbarrow. Let's see the other sips. They got Franks. And the Stunnies. Oh, that's good, the Armenian things. I might support them later with cavalry archers or probably Kipchaks. I'm not aging up, but for example, I'm creating villagers and wheelbarrow. That's go up soon. This one. We have enough to keep producing villagers the whole way. That's the point. "28 farms, this is more than self-sufficient. For the time being, of course. Now we'll create a stable. Yes. Let's improve these. Gold, not necessarily. We have enough gold for now. This. Khmer Knights. Change of plans. We'll have to prepare for camels. The knight composition is good. They have mobility, obviously. Boom, the crewman score. Immediately noticeable. Just to secure this area. Now a TC might help. Better resources. And change of plans. That's closed. We'll make camels. Because we saw knights. And what else? This, the bloodlines. Like you might say, okay, you probably could do an army and only then do the upgrades. It's not important right now. As long as the kind of upgrades I want to do are consistent with the army composition I want to build, that's okay. For example, right now I'm still thinking on Echo. Because, for example, we know that one of the opponents is Hindustanis. This means that going paladins against them is not necessarily the best option. But for example, this one Viet, which means paladins or knight composition is good. And this Khmer guy, well, we'll kind of see he's doing knights, so camels are important for here. I'll try the steppe lancers though. Because the steppe lancers, for example, if they decide to do gulams, they might be good against them. Castle H, still too early. I'm going with steppe lancers. And then we'll see what they do. Steppe lancers and camels. So instead of doing any other things. As for a castle, we will not use a defensive castle. We will not use a castle too close to the borders. I'll tell you later the reason for this. To make an offensive castle is normally a good option. Okay. Aha! They're forced to go out. Nice TC I made. Now we have a secure border there. So you see, because of the TC, those knights were forced to abort the attack plan. That doesn't mean they don't try. There's a weak spot there. So I can go with the camels, so let's go with the camels. And we'll add more. Close it. Good. Now we're waiting for him. And the camels wait for you. And the steppe lancers. It's gonna be rough for them. Still, we don't want to lose the focus. We want to go up. Do we have a castle? Yes. And probably we have enough to go up. Let's make the monastery. And remember guys, it's easy to do a gaming stream, but it's much harder to do a gaming stream and do some quality talk. No trash talk here. And certainly no mud throwing at people. Now I could use that gold upgrades. Those knights are running away. Look at the ghulams. Are they good against the ghulams? Let's check that. Thank you. And I don't think they have room. But perhaps they're definitely closed. Oops. I'm not sure what works against the ghulams. Maybe knights. Got so much food. Why not light calves? The swarm of light calves can be good. The only problem is my gold. Let's go up. Let's do more kip checks. Of course we don't have gold, that's a problem. And the university, that too is important. Warrior priest. Some light cav because I got so much food. This. Some break. That's good. That's very good. Now we're going to have a raging war. That's what I expect. No less than that. We could do more of these skip checks. And again, I expect aggression on the border side. So I'm not insisting on that aspect. We're running out of stone though. Ballistics and chemistry. Could go the Hussar move, because late game it will pay off. Let's use the light cav to scout. This is Franks. We might assist the Franks, for example, with archers. Oh no, the kip checks require so much wood. It's absolutely crazy. We don't have the balsa. Oh, that was an important upgrade missing. Actually, just to mention, the game I did previously today, the 4v4, was very interesting, and strategically wise, I'd like to comment that, eventually. But this game is already looking good, because everyone's playing normally, and usually that's a good sign of cavalry archers. Oh, look at that. He's going to lose a bill. I'm going to lose a light cav. The Berber camels. What are good against these Berber camels? Paladins, I suppose? We'll have to do paladins. If we have to do paladins, maybe skirmishers too. These will not work. More gold mines. And I guess another market. We could do the combination of paladins. That too can work. Lacking gold. But we'll have gold. This. Crop rotation, why not? Yes, paladins. Good versus camel archers. That's a question because I would say yes. I would say yes. But we need many of them. We need many and perhaps some support troops too. Either in the form of skirmishers or in the form of pikemen. They don't have. That's a problem. I thought that the Cumans have heavy camels. They don't. Need more stables in that case. Yes. I'm coming. That works. That going south. But he needs help too. Yes. I will help y'all. Now I got paladins. Well, let's just produce as much as we can and hope that we still are on time. We bent to Tim's paladins. Yellow enemy. That's the plan. That's definitely the plan. Do we have blast furnace? Searched, yes we do. We could use that. A few camels. And let's get the trade rolling. Oh, they're south. They're south. We go south. Let's march south. Huh? Let them come. Let them come. Let's get that. Bring that. Okay, they got those. It's kind of complicated because they have already messed so many. No, that's too many. Let's help this side. Yes. Now it's kind of a tactical mess. But we're going to keep producing paladins. Trade is important. Close here. It's important to make sure that so they cannot get in. We need more trade cards. And perhaps those things. We're together. We're definitely together in this. Need to bring more paladins. Double paladin attack. They'll come with more paladins, don't worry. You will not be able to micro these well. Yes. And I'm going to get more paladins. That's the beauty of having stables working. Double trade because of 2 markets. And we still have enough gold. More will come. Now let's assist the south. More trade cards as well. Gosh, this never ends. If only these guys could break in. Haha. You're not expecting this. And I'm going there. Let them get in. More paladins. Need to keep doing a swarm and just transferring a few villagers to this. 2 more trade cards and more paladins. That's good. Blue is folding. Blue is folding. If he folds, they will have to surrender. Let's get their trade. First, we need to get the trade. Uh-huh. More of these. Heal. Can we help here? It's just a possibility, but cutting their trades. He's depopulated. That's another trade. You have not spotted that. Oh, okay, they got a base here. It's important. They're dead. Blue is dead. Now, time to replace our idle vills with, oops, more paladins. And they come in handy because I want more paladins. Yes. Okay. Now they're trapped. They're trapped. This is a death trap. The more they kill, the more I'll get in terms of paladins. I just wanted more paladins. They're providing me the right opportunity for that. Crazy, they're going to lose all their echo. Come on, let's assume this is not going good for them. Sending the vills back to work. Close that. No gold for them. Let's keep producing paladins. Yes. Worthy opponents. And this, my friends, was a tactical war lesson. I guess many factors came here to play. Like, we could comment this game after the game has been played, because it's different while you comment and you play the game than after you play the game. Very interesting game. I would say we coordinated very well concerning our allies. First icon like assisted yellow, then I came south, Then I came north again, and finally I returned south because, I saw that blue just had hand cannoneers and a couple of hand cannons, but no cavalry troops. And that's when I sent my paladins. Because if blue, for example, would have made Imperial camels, we would have been in trouble just with paladins. Still, I just saw the Armenian like doing their, I think it was infantry and, halbs and skirms and those warrior priests, which are kind of good if I would be facing cavalry compositions or imperial camels. But since I was facing archers, they were facing archers. I thought, okay, let's send my paladins. The paladins will clean the hand cannoneers and eventual hand cannons. Yes, there was a wall, but blue just did not micro well in the gate, and that's where I broke in. We started to hurt their repo. Blue, like, it folded like paper tiger, and the rest is history. I think that Red did a good job too, here in the north side. We're taking some time to analyze how this map actually went, and even if Green managed to just sneak in, I just could manage a paladin defense against him. So I think I kind of self-answered my questions. Are paladins good against the camel archers, the elite camel archers? The answer is yes. If you have a sufficient number of them, if you have a really high number of them. And with the Frank paladins, Franks and Cuman paladins, I know that it's kind of an unstoppable force. Though it would take more than just paladins to win this game. It would take some kind of tactical ruse. Like going south was the way. Because if we had gone north, I guess we would have been trampled. Because here they had halberd composition and they also had those arbs. Whereas Gray had an army of arbs. Oh, perhaps they were okay. They were wiped out because of the siege onagers. Eventually, some lucky shots. It was a very good game. I don't remind having seen any rattan archers. They were not used here, I think. But definitely, these war elephants were a trouble. And I mean, the thing is, green. If green combined with teal using these ballista elephants, uh, that's an advantage for this specific army. But it's kind of like these elephants are sort of snails. They move slow, and this means that the camels are forced to stay in sort of static positions. So although while the camels were successful in starting to attempting to raid, without any sort of stronger tank support, I call for example by tank support the elite ballista elephants, they would not be able to do a lot of damage. Hello, sir. How's you doing? How's your day? We're just here commenting this. That it was a good game, and not just good in terms of winning, because it's also in terms of tactics. I obviously I adore team games because of the richness of contents you can find sometimes in strategy when they work well. And I think that here, for example, had Teal decided to bring those ballista elephants to attack on the north, then we probably would have faced some trouble. Then, for example, to attack these ballista elephants, we would definitely need where are these siege onagers. That's the way to counter them, a lot of them. Still, very good civs. They had good civs, and I have to say they worked well. It was a very good game. By opponents as well. I have to say that. Don't care about the ratings. I'm just doing this for uh, tactic learning. I sometimes I even learn of my own games specifically, and without any sort of pretension, I think that there are lots of good games. Even before I played here on stream and online, I played offline, and it is this richness and variety that you can find in team games that actually pushes me always to learn in this game. There's always like a new flavor. See this kind of like of a kitchen. You when you're cooking dishes, you're always learning something new, something different. There's always salt in this. We're definitely going to do another team game, and I think that'll be it. Eventually, if we return tomorrow, I'm not sure if has been a busy week, especially today. Uh, if we return tomorrow, otherwise the day after. But we will be commenting, for example, that game I played offline before in the next session. Because otherwise, uh, I will not be doing any real-time playing content, which I like to. Okay, it's an arena game. As usual, we go for random. We tend like to work with the civilizations we're given. It's not more about the victory or defeat outcome. It's more about the kind of plays we can see. For example, I think that in the previous game, the Cumans are a very top tier civ for team games because you know they have such a quick boom with their second TCs in the feudal age, and if you just manage to, while being sufficiently defended, uh, go for wheelbarrow and go castle age, well, I guess your economy is just already much more ahead than your opponents. Cumans is definitely a very strong civ. Oh, we got Malians. Oh, but they got Cumans Turks. Okay. Slavs, they're good for the cavalry. And guess what? I'm flanks. The flanks is kind of difficult position. It's usually the player that will score the least in the team, but that's expectable because you know they can be castle drops. Usually, what happens in these maps are the flanks get castle dropped, and it moves too quickly. But we'll see. And the flanks get castle dropped by the other flank. That's normally the play to associate with this. Well, we got 4 deers this time. This case impalas or ibexes. Okay. This time, let's bring these 2 sheep back to the town center. Eventually, someday we might return playing 1v1s, but it's definitely not going to be this week. We'd rather like do our own real life objectives and you know come here to either chill, talk, and play a bit of Ao2 as well. Because it's different when you're playing 1v1s. It's a different kind of flavor. And we're going to do a lumber camp. Maybe just explore a bit. Ah, that's Cumans. Ooh, this gives me a few ideas. No. Uh, Let me think. More wood gatherers or just continue to gathering food from the Hardables? Perhaps just continue to gather food from the Hardables. Going to push these. No, it's so much food to not use. We don't want to waste that food. Let's go with that. Mill. It was a closer bill. That was not intended, but never mind. Now we'll go for that boar. After this bill. As you can see, I'm kind of actually not the left in score here yet. I'm going for the boars now. Just looming because I will need loom later. We got the first four. We can prepare for the ibex. It'll come next. Remaining villagers will go on the berry bushes. Perhaps gold miners as well. Okay. The ibexes and I guess these huntables, they have their temperament, as you can see. If you don't hunt them fast enough, they return to their spawning locations. Alright. Let's prepare to hunt the second boar as well. He's kind of far away. But we'll get him. The bills are loaned, that's why I'm not taking a lot of time. Not yet. Not yet. Oops. Stranded bill. Don't want that. Got a lot of food here. I'm pushing it, I know. I'm pushing it. But that's just what I can do right now. I know I could have produced eventually one more bill, but that's the play. That's preparing for the next ibex. We never know what the Cumon's player could do. It's here. It's not want to make stone walls. So it's kind of like a possibility, that's what I'm saying. Still a lot of food to be obtained. 600 food, that's nothing. Let's make the markets. It's always suspicious when you see a player going very fast. Let's just prepare for that. I want to get this built. Get this building done. Good. Next. We need better stone mining. and hopefully we'll start to do some farms. Just after that. Let's scout them. He's good on score, which means it's never a good thing. The battles are good though, so I will need gold. First, I need to have a castle. We're hitting solid stone production. Let's get this is a very solid castle drop. If we can produce it, we'll be lucky. Let's produce more. Make more of this. We'll do like these. They will not be able to stop this. This. Let's get them back. We need them here. And the battles. Not a petard, petto. Another TC. He's doing the second Cuman TC, that's his strategy, I think. More Betos. And more farms. What? He's farming. Haha. He's not able to use the resources he wants. Kind of tactical here. Oh, I see that. I see that. Oh, it's an ally. It's an ally cast. Could have been worse. More TC production. This. Oh. He's losing vills. But we've got bad accuracy. What is that? 30C. Aaron buys. Okay. I like Betos. Time for a wheelbarrow. This house is just an obstacle. We'll add more speed to our Betos. And I guess more upgrades. Next. That. That's just reducing vills, and I guess that too. It's tricky to go for this. I will deny their markets. Oh, shit. I guess they want to imp fast. If they want to imp, we need to ram them. We need to ram those castles. They don't have this protected. We storm here. Boom. They got that. Against those, we will need scorpions. The wood score is so low. We need better efficiency with the wood. That's also because of the farms. They were not very good. Also, that's a plan. Sending bits south. Sometimes it works. Let's hope it does. University. That's after the deficit is something of the other world. Yes. We're going to cancel this guy. Sure, we can stop them though. They're going to lose vills. And that's it. I guess I will not be able to do more damage. I will be able to make more battles. I think they don't have any more blacksmiths. Let's just blow this up. Yeah. And up it goes. We need more gold. It's ridiculous the amount of gold miners we have, as Malians need more. But you know, we did a castle drop. It was quite successful, I might say. BBCs, you don't know if that's the answers? Problem is, I will not be able to produce Kletos. I'll try to research the things I need, because I expect to be out. We'll see. Yeah, I know. I can't do anything, buddy. I can't do anything right now. The only thing I can do is this. Archers. Conscription. They're actually good against the Kletos. Damn it. They'll trade my castle too. Let's bring more. We have ballistics researched, yes. And now let's produce Kletos. More archers, more archers. Of course, that. We don't have neither the bracers, neither that. That's a problem with our archer army. Well, he's doing the counters. Expect it. And that's what I keep saying. The flanks have the hardest part. I'm trying to create some damage, but to no avail. Behind my skirms. Let's just finish these. Up here. Convert them. Of course, I don't have camels. And I don't have a camel army. So it's GG here. Why don't you come with the elephants, please? Thank you. Yellow, help. The skirms cannot fight just because they're goods. And I cannot produce Kvetos if my economy has been harassed, you know? Shit. They got cannons. So I don't have. Even if I try to produce camels, you know? It's kind of basic warning. God damn it. You know, very difficult to fight in these conditions. Because we cannot produce Kvetos. It's kind of like we're held hostage. Right, then we have stone. We need stone deposits. They control the stone. Day 2. What the? Of course. I don't have any troops for that. I could make camels, but I don't have stables, and even if I make stables, it doesn't come on time. See? They storm in, or they storm in. It's how this works. Even if I just wall, it's impossible. The camels can help. If you come here, it would be helped. Oh, I could use my vills outside. I'll have to just move away. They're using the clockwise strategy, which means they don't care a shit about their team. They're just going around expecting that somehow they destroy faster than they destroy us. And usually I don't like those strategies because it means that you don't give a shit about your flanks. Clockwise means I get killed. No assistance. That's why I don't like these clockwise strategies. I mean, it can be a good team strategy that you destroy them before they destroy you, but it's just annoying. I'll rescue a couple of vills, and the rest will just... Let's put them here. We got a market, sure. Nope, we don't want to spend any more stone there, because we'll need it to rebuild the TCs and our dying economy. I'm not sure he's watching. Okay, he's watching. It's incredible. We got the BBC. Of course, we cannot do anything more about that. So essentially by this clockwise strategy, they too decided to use a clockwise strategy. It means that the flanks are irrelevant, because the first to be hit cannot contribute in the game. This guy got obliterated, this guy already destroyed, but the difference is that, while two of them already are destroyed, we still have one here. Let's delete those farms. We don't want them to be captured by enemy opponents. Let them just continue to destroy the rest. Not the farms. Anything but the farms. We'll be hearing this annoying bell sound, which is kind of like clown. But it's like we're hearing the bell sound on a position that we no longer care about. Skirms. Skirms. You need skirms. And I will be providing skirms if I still have time to rebuild myself. And we have more space here. Because in order to make this kind of army, we don't need gold intensive units. So as you see, although we have Gebetos, it's kind of irrelevant in this map, because we cannot even play the Gebetos. And he's too slow. It doesn't have more skirms together. Obviously, now he's destroying my houses to delay my comeback. At least opponents are. But that's okay. We have recovered from much worse conditions. Now let's just reduce some archery ranges. Oh, we actually have the blacksmith still going. Any useful strategy I could use? Light cav, why not? It's not requiring gold after the upgrade, of course. It's a real big mess here. Uh-oh. That is not good. This means anything we do is irrelevant if they are preparing some attack. Let's just have a clue on their build-up. Burgundians. We need something about that. Rear. We need to protect the rear too. I think they want to do a quick strike before we can react. Accidental archer. Let's take him out. They surrender before we surrender and win this game. More skirms and more pikes. We'll have this going. Now let's attack. Aha! They're running away. Good. So actually, it worked well. This guy was up in their team as pocket, of course. You can do a lot more options, the same as for this guy. So, clockwise worked better for us. Let's try steal pockets, steal enemy pockets. GG. Let's try to enemy. Pocket can do a lot of things. They did a good thing, but I guess my resistance kind of helped our allies to just move away. I mean, even when you're just getting the shots, uh, let's say if you're under a hit scenario, the fact that your allies are able to progress in itself, it's like a double victory. Of course, eventually you get wrecked by the pockets and obviously the flank. But if you are able to resist time enough, that's just sufficient. I mean, by the time I got wrecked, two enemies already were being completely wrecked, so it was good. And here we were not prepared. We were not caught off guard or unprepared because we had our skirms and we also had our pikes ready. They don't have like the most the highest infantry upgrades. I did not, for example, I did not use these the plate mail armor, neither the ring archer armor. But for example, the archers they had chemistry and they had ballistics. And that's what you can do when you're depleted in terms of gold. I was going to do eventually some light calves because going for camels was just too expensive. And using the pikes, why not? It's the Malian zone low-key because when you're using the Malian Betos, the game becomes different. Anyway, that's it for today. And hopefully I'll be returning for more Ao2 content still this week. And yeah, it's just outside of Ao2, I keep saying keep safe and be careful of, the shenanigans and the false prophets. The people who just pretend to be something and they say well something and they're actually something else, who are fooling, who are manipulating, lying, and I guess they're not just doing a good job. But filter that, filter those who are being truthful from those who like to be dishonest. This is an important statement, and I keep saying either you live by honesty or you're just dishonest yourself. So beware the people who you decide to have in your circles, because for me, there is no friendship without respect or honesty. If one of these two missing, it's not friendship. So these are my kind of rules. Two successful team games plays for today, and actually some interesting strategy lessons. Of course, I don't like to be plummeted flank in clockwise strategies, but that's how it is. We'll be returning tomorrow. See ya.